Well, once again, a good afternoon and welcome back to the Imagine Cruising 2023 World Indoor Bowls Championships. We're live from Potters Resorts in Hopton-on-Sea. So, next game coming up for you. It's the English qualifier of John Wilson facing Robert Paxton. One more game after that for you. That will be this evening's game as normal at 7:30. Darren Bennett takes on Paul Foster, MBE. Players are just finishing the last trial ends, so we'll hand you down and pick up the coverage from the BBC.
Yes, the first of our players out for this match. We have a player who is a former national under-25s title holder. This is his first time here at the World Championships, and earlier this week he defeated world number 7 to make it here today. Please give it up for John Wilson.
We get wavy, smashed, sun comes out, splash. She likes my style, it flash. On the vibe, I'm running the gas. We don't take it slow, full speed till we crash. I took the price of the tab. Hello mate, you wanna levitate? Come see the man with a clap. We get wavy, smashed, sun comes out, splash. She likes my style, it flash.
His opponent for this match is a former Scottish Open title holder, as well as being a former World Open pairs, mixed pairs and previous World Singles champion. Ranked number 10 in the world, give a big warm welcome to Robert Paxton.
Thank you, Rishi. I have hot-footed it on this occasion, up to the commentary position. Just had enough time to sit down. Sham would have looked after it, don't worry.
Track length 27 metres.
difficult time to play the second match, there's no doubt about that, because after the first match, the international arena here at Potter's Resort has a tendency to empty by about 50%. And then, of course, as they've had a comfort break and time, what we find then is that they come back into the arena, and of course there's a certain amount of disturbance, but it'll be very much up to the players to cope with that. It's all part. Just doesn't get down low enough and the ball bounces away.
It's like a double bounce, actually.
It is. It's a very strange thing, but if you look at Julie Forrest and look at that, there's not a lot of difference. Although Julie pushes the ball forward a lot more.
It really doesn't matter. I mean, we've said it time and time again. As long as it's the same every time, whatever quirks you may have, it's fine as long as you're consistent with it. It does just sound worse because of the environment here. I mean, on a lot of indoor greens, you might not even take much notice of it.
Well, you don't, because they're on a solid surface underneath, and you know, it's only suspended greens that you find that there's an issue.
What a great start this is.
Robert Paxton, in comparison, is very, very smooth when he lets the ball go. If you're watching this, you know, everything's okay, and then he lets it go early. Now, that could be coached out, but I don't think you bother. If you're playing well enough, who cares?
You only turn to a coach, really, if what you're doing is having a detrimental effect. And in this case, that's not happening, so let it be.
Anyway, moving on. I'm glad we're not on a wet outdoor green, because it would be a whole lot different. Because those bounces would not go down well.
One green.
A certain amount of protection there. They're still available. A little touch in the backhand. Well, he didn't look too happy with it, but he's very close.
Very close to touching this ball, springing the jack.
Yep.
Well played.
Look,
Well, if that happens when you're not sure and you don't think it's very good, what's the potential going to be here?
The facial expression was enough to tell you everything.
Yeah, just got a little touch on the front green ball, releasing the jack through to his waiting red.
No back position for Robert, but bowl on the bowl is worth it. That's what he's playing for. Oh, he's close to it. Very close to bowl on the bowl. Oh, wow. Could have picked,
John Wilson.
could have picked up a 2 or 3 there very easily.
That was an exciting
1-0
first end
first
for
end.
us.
Yep, absolutely. John Wilson's mum, Sally. Sally, and we quite often find that the families do support them, the players. Obviously, it's about availability and also distance. It's just the oddest thing to hear a ball going down like this, but he makes light of it. As I say, it's all about the end result.
Gap is 22 inches.
Many years ago, Sean, the Willie Wood, seen for the first time down in Australia, and he had a little bumpy delivery and a little forward movement on his body.
And look how good a player he is.
And he looked at him as if to say, what on earth is going on here? Didn't think much about it. Good ball by Robert Paxton. I thought a lot more about it 2 weeks later when he won the gold medal.
Yeah, but suddenly it was okay.
Yep, so never discount someone who has got a very slightly different delivery. Well, he's still going. Wonderful ambassador for the sport. Chance for Robert Paxton to really hit home now, add another for 3.
Three green.
Well, that's 3, but the number 2 and 3 shot, sorry, the second and third shot are sufficiently far enough away that we should be okay. Should be able to draw second.
What a bowl this is. Well played, John Wilson.
Yep, last ball. So often the case, and we play a big last ball as he did the previous end. There you go. Quite unassuming chap. Great to see. I love to see that expression. I really do. Now, if you're going to play it well and you're going to do well, great, super. Robert looking to get back down again. So close,
Great
so
effort,
very
just
close.
Not quite getting back
Shot,
that
John Wilson.
fraction of extra pace.
Set score 2-0 after 2 ends.
John Wilson, 2 singles with 2 big last deliveries. He runs that jack down. They say that you deliver the jack or you cast the jack. In some respects, I think John throws the jack.
Jack length 26.5 metres.
There's a jack bounce as well.
Yes.
Oh, I hadn't noticed. Marvellous. A bouncing jack.
Well, an interesting combination there. Wayne Wilgris Jamie Walker, who play each other in the quarterfinals. In the green seats, as we say, as a lot of players go up there to watch.
One green.
Just dropping. He really wanted to be up for a good close second. We're back down again to 9 ends, of course. Still the 3-end tie break. But it's 9 ends of 2 sets. Separate the players. Didn't look terribly happy when he let that one go. And that's the reason why. He knew it wasn't there. Oh my goodness. Well, I think, isn't that lovely? Always good to see the seats filling up with teddy bears. I think we need more teddy bears. Struggling. Well, he didn't get punished with the last one, but John Wilson, his last ball seems to be the one that does the damage. Let's see if he can do it again.
Get all the way back now.
He's
On his
saying get up.
pace.
Not far away.
One green.
No, it's Robert's line 1 green, so he needs to find a pathway in. He uses strong bias balls, Robert Paxton. This should be able to come around it. But if you're not up, you don't win.
One shot, Rob Paxton. So it's got 2-1 after 3 ends.
Marker for this match, Francis Fletcher.
Tank length 28.5 metres.
Crowder starting to filter back in again, and of course that over a period of time is fine, but it will change the dynamics a little bit because the atmospheric conditions change. Second game in the afternoon is always a bit of a problem, especially when it comes in later in the set. Very strange that the rink is so sensitive. That's just the nature of it. A lot of indoor carpets actually are the same in clubs. Certainly know mine is. If the heating changes at all, the rink can find a yard of pace or drop a yard of pace within minutes. But it's a big club.
1 green.
13 rinks, so it's pretty hard to keep the heat consistent. That's what I was saying about the disturbances. It just takes a moment. Players always know in the second set, or sorry, the second match, that there's going to be slight problems.
That's good from Paxton.
2 green.
He's going quick down here, isn't he?
Yeah. Out in a wide line, trying to come around the green ball. Not much to aim at on that backhand.
That didn't look a nice shot.
No, it didn't get away at all, did it? Well, that closes down the backhand. Back position's green. I don't think he's got any shot here except to draw a Chan, because everything's going the wrong way. Unless he gets clean jack.
John has 4 timeouts
He was
remaining.
looking at the plant, but that's not on.
Well, he could probably make it work, but he has to hit the ball at a certain angle. Probably top side and on the backhand, and that's just very speculative. It really is. Probably better just to draw this and get second shot. It's all movement, isn't it? Everything twists and turns, and it's a strange delivery.
He's playing the damage limitation shot here, trying to cut down this count.
I think it's a right shot to play. Let's see, he just hasn't executed it right.
Three shots, Rob Paxton.
So the decision-making process was good, but he just couldn't
Set score
carry it out.
2-4 after 4 ends. Shot length 28.5 metres.
Chop indicates that's a toucher, goes into the ditch, it stays live. All the bowlers watching will know that. If a ball goes into the ditch without touching the jack, it's taken away. Forms no other part of the end. good ball. Very good ball. And you'll see players twisting and turning. You can see John there. What he's looking at is the overhead shot from the other end on our overhead camera, because that gives him a look at the head of bowls without having to walk up if he doesn't want to. A lot of players walk up anyway, but the shot clock's in play, so the ball settles, and now the rink is in possession of John Wilson.
Two green. Rob, last ball's fallen back towards you. No change.
When a ball falls, it's quite normal to let a player know whenever he's walking back. The shot clock situation means that they don't have to come up and look at it and waste the time out. It was introduced many years ago to try and keep the game flowing, because some players were just so slow, to be truthful with you. Nowadays the game has kept moving at a lot of championships beyond the shot clock, simply because don't want 3, 4, 5 minutes on a discussion or trying to make up a bowler's mind in singles play. Most players keep going reasonably well. There are one or two that are glacial, but those ones I just go off and have a cup of tea and come back, and they might have played their bowl. Good effort again, and he's going to drop the jack back to the green one, but it's a good second.
Yeah, very good ball.
One green.
The second ball, please.
Just
Gap on
tucking
the
behind the
second
shot
ball.
ball. Sitting down,
Inch and a
touching the
quarter.
jack, which has squeezed it forward, but good ball, good place.
He's all movement, isn't he? He's all action. Yeah, he doesn't hide his feelings about things, does he? Oh, that's good to see. Can't all be robots. Close again. Oh, what a ball.
Well
What
played,
a
Robert
shot.
Paxton.
Oh, pick the bones out of that one. Oh, brilliant.
Two green.
Just nestling in between the jack and the red bowl for two. Little touch as well. Great ball.
John Wilson played a super shot the last day. And now he's still 2-9 now. Always looked like I was splitting away from it.
Two shots, Rob Paxton. Set score 2-6 after 5 ends. Jack length 29 metres.
Four hands to go. close.
Oh, well played.
Yep,
Really
the
good
tackle
first
on.
2 balls.
2 red.
Robert will be tempted to run this if he's on the inside of the mat like that. He's playing a heavy ball. Yep, going for them.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. Wanted the 2 balls absolutely clean. Spread the jack out. 2 balls clean would have given him a very good 1 shot at the front of the jack, but toucher in the ditch, that's marked. And then the jack will go on the respot position. Probably 1 to red, I would imagine.
1 red.
It is confirmed. Playing off the front inside edge to keep the ball up longer on the travel. You're almost artificially trying to stop the ball from bending early. You're trying to get a late bend, and it's only starting to bend now, and that's 3/4 of the way up. A little bit heavy. I would expect Robert to beat that. Unless he does a Kerry-Ann Glenn. He managed to play a wrong bias yesterday.
You didn't need to bring that back up.
Oh, she found it incredibly funny, but she did win the match, so it was fine.
One green.
As expected. A good close shot. Now, choices here. He did move the jack, but he can run the ball off. Ball on the jack is pretty good. Well, that's what he's trying. Looks well under to me.
One shot, Rob Paxton.
Set scored 2-7 after 6 ends. Track length 29.5 metres.
Students, when he let that ball go, he was sort of hand out. Trying to stay as long as you can on the line. As it turned out, he was just a bit inside the line, but picking up the jack was a real bonus. But it was always going to be very close.
Last bowl, 6 inches short of jack high. 1 green. 1 green.
Well, anything behind the jack of that ball would have been considerably more useful, because he could have attacked the green ball or the jack in the ditch. Can still do that. It's always better to have one round the back as a receiver. Robert Paxton, a lovely smooth delivery. Many years ago, spent some time playing in Australian Perth. Came back a much stronger player, in my opinion, at that stage in his career. There's a natural shot on the backhand here to run the jack through, catch a ball. The danger is, if he hits the green ball, he takes his own out. And he's playing it anyway. Doesn't want to get the green short one.
Needs to use that green ball.
That's what I was talking about. Green ball on the red. Bye-bye. 3 down. Fortunately, he can't hear me, but that'll look like a bit of a certainty, Shan. Like, it was always a possibility. That's the problem, not having a back ball as well. But you know, he could have gone tight, played into the green balls rather than taking a risk.
Three green.
Back ball waiting now. Might as well go again.
Yeah, play the same. He's played it a lot flatter. It's going right under.
Bit unlucky with his own ball. It seemed to squeeze out the side.
Umpire clears.
Oh, that's worth a
2
measure.
green, measure for
All
third.
day long. It's a happy dog, a very comfortable dog, and he's doing a great job as well.
3 shots, Rob Paxton.
You just want to go down and cuddle that dog, don't you, Shan? If you're a dog person, that is. If you're not, it's different.
Very cute.
Set score 2-10 after 7 ends. Jack length 28.5 metres.
Longer jack length, 28.5, 1 metre short of the full distance. You can see the marks on the green there, a metre apart. And it's virtually on the last dot before you get to the tee. So the mat is fully back. It's 28.5 metres. Robert Paxton's doing a bit of a professional job here, isn't he, Shan? He's just getting on with things and making it happen.
Yeah, so he's won the last 5 ends, opened himself up a nice lead. He's comfortable with 2 ends to play.
Well, he's keeping the pressure on John Wilson, forcing him into playing weight shots of a variety of different types, and that's good to do on somebody who's a relative newbie when it comes to the portable rink. Yes, he's had a couple of games on it already, but it's hard enough to come up against the likes of Robert Paxton, especially if he finds form.
Yeah, it's talking to John yesterday. So he's come through the qualifiers, played out of the athlete club and had 6 games. He was saying that he started at 10 in the morning and it was gone midnight by the time they'd finished.
Yep.
Long day.
Been through that bit. I don't play in them anymore, but it's quite normal driving home at midnight if you get to the final. But a good win with John Wilson the first game. Jimmy Chesney beat him 9-6, 7-5, and you don't beat Jimmy Chesney on the portable rink unless you're a very good bowler.
Yeah, had a prelim as well, didn't he, against Scott Edwards?
Yes, who's also a very good player. But Robert Paxton's not letting him settle in this match. He's keeping the pressure on. Needs a count of 4 in this end to keep the set alive.
That's a great bowl.
That's a very useful bowl.
Fourth bowl.
Yeah, just coming in.
Green.
Robert
Slightest
Paxton's
touch.
1 green.
Shannon, Robert Paxton's just asked who's the 4th bowl.
Oh, wow.
So, and it's the front green one, and that's vital because of that. If the back red one had been the 4th one, there was a great shot on for John Wilson. And he
Yeah,
still,
to take the green bow out.
absolutely, and he can still play it if Robert doesn't get in. Now he's got a shot on. Now he has to play it.
And that'll look nice too.
Yep, bowl on the bowl. And he might just flop down on the jack and make a 4. Not easy, but possible.
It's in the area. Can he hold?
Oh, he's under. Yep, no change.
1 shot in the first set, Rob Paxton.
It was a tough one, but again, he would have needed another 4 after that.
One life, hey, we've only got one life, we've only got one life, yeah.
One life. Live it, love it, share it. Discover the world with Imagine Cruising. For more information, visit imaginecruising.co.uk. At all protected.
The rink changes, and there's a lot of movement out there at the moment in the arena. People coming and going, and a lot of noise. They'll need to settle down. It's another indicator why I suppose we need some background music of some sort, but it has its own complications. John Wilson's family. Yes, just giving it a moment as people ease their way out. Well, that was worth waiting on.
Yeah. He'll be glad he waited now.
Anything behind the jack is good. No, it's not bad. Not bad at all.
1 red.
Robert Paxton lost the first 2 ends with 2 singles, but after that he got on a great run, blocked out John Wilson with a 1, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 3 and a 1. That's a great run of scoring ends. So you want to keep it tight again in the first few ends of the second set.
1 red.
Still a draw on for Robert Paxton. If he wants to play it off the back red ball, would be good actually, because he'll come in behind the jack. The alternative shot, he's got 2 balls on the forehand coming in. They're worth arriving at it.
Great effort.
1 red.
Yes, but it sets up an alternative shot.
Timeout called. Rob has 4 timeouts remaining.
He's got to be tempted with this. He's playing the backhand. He's trying to draw it again. Well, he's down on a narrow line. Just see what he's after here. Yeah,
I couldn't see that working. I mean, he must have played that hand because the short, John Wilson's short last bar was in the way.
2 shots, John Wilson.
I couldn't see where the percentage shot was on the backhand, to be honest.
2-0, first end.
You know, a bit less weight on the forehand, he would have been able to bend to the green ball. Anyway, strange decision, but it didn't work out. It cost him an extra shot.
Jack length 26 metres.
Good connection.
Your ball, Rob, 20-inch gap.
Good solid connection. Pushes ball in closer. Robert's looking for the same thing, but he's on a wider line to try and draw this. Good effort, good position there.
1 red.
Good receiver.
Close again. Just fell away.
1 red.
This looks better.
Used to hurry. Yeah, well played.
Oh, what an adjustment. John Wilson was going down to the mat to play his next ball and then realised how close that one was, and he's just come back again.
Yeah, Rob just skirting his front short bowl. Coming in for short.
John Wilson's got no back position. Nothing for him. He either has to follow that ball or try and promote one of his own. And it's not ideal to do that either.
John has 3 timeouts remaining.
Well, you can see there, actually, with just for a moment, you can see the full length he had to play to there, and that's actually quite interesting. Yes, he's trying to follow him down, but not quite the same. Not as strong a bias either. Not
Robert's
easy to
very
draw
close
another
again. He's very close though. Has he done enough?
We favour red for the second, but it is close.
1 shot, Rob Paxton.
And he's decided just the one.
So it's got 2-1 after 2 ends.
Mark Dawes just keeping an eye on things in the green seats where the players hide away.
Track length 29 metres.
There's an area up beside the tour management offices that the players can sit, and there's a big monitor there to watch as well. But sometimes they like to go out and sit quietly in the green seats and just watch the match. At the moment, it's very much a matter of this second set being a bit of a steady affair. Some very good last bowls, but nothing dramatic.
1 red.
Well, this has a bit of work to do. He's really pushed it out wide. So it's a very wide bias ball that Robert uses. Coming back now.
1 red.
Not quite.
I'm just trying to get back to the green bowl.
Yeah, it's margins, isn't it, really? Because, you know, anything pushing into the green ball was really good. Just filtered around it.
Yeah, a bowl heavy, hardly anything.
Robert Paxton very much aware that he needs a better, closer bowl.
Another chance for John Wilson here.
Yep, this is a good chance because he wasn't far away the last time. Has to make this count, make it a double. Get the 2 on the card. Start getting some air between him and Robert Paxton. Missed a chance, just the one.
John Wilson.
There's been a couple of times where there's been spare shots available.
Set score 3-1 after 3 ends.
Not bad, of course. Like he's 2 up, 3-1, but it's a long way to go. 6 more ends to go in this set.
Jack length 25.5 metres. Grant Jeffrey is asking, do the players bring their own red and green sets of bowls? As we see John Wilson just bang one on the jack, or do they pick from selection of WBT bowls? Well, that varies, and simply because a lot of players have their own different colours and their own manufacturers that sponsor them, so they get them supplied to them. But there are a big selection of bowls available from WBT All the manufacturers are represented. Most of the sizes and most of the models are there. But something like, for instance, the Commonwealth Games, we moved to 2 different sets of bowls for the first time. And Sean, I believe you were actually given sets of bowls.
Yeah, I think the sponsor players were. I think that was a great move, really. Much better for spectators to just be following a colour. Very easy to just know who was who straight away, and a good move for the sport, that.
Well, that was relatively straightforward. I'll just wait for the more difficult one to hand over the next time. So get set, Sean. It's coming your way shortly. Billy Nielsen, can anyone play in qualifiers, or do you need to be a member of an indoor bowling club? Would you like that one, Sean? Or do you want me to continue with it?
I think you need to be a member of the WBT rather than an indoor bowling club. Do you need to be affiliated to a club? I don't think you do.
No, you don't. And in fact, they've changed the rules that you don't actually need to be part of the PBA. You just enter, pay your money, and off you go. You certainly do not need to be a member of any affiliated indoor bowling club. Just turn up. So, anything else you want to ask? And there we are, hashtag Ask Corky. Had quite a few interesting ones actually over the last few days. John Wilson just missing his line on that occasion, not pushing through either. Robert Paxton's got the back position. Has to be a little bit careful. He'd like to be adventurous to this, because he's 3-1 down. But bowl on the bowl, well, that might cost him more. Well, certainly on an inside line, no doubt about that. He's going to have a fair bit of weight to get this to arrive, and he's not far away.
Just going now, look.
Yeah. That's
One shot, John Wilson.
He needed 4 or 5 feet of extra weight because his line was actually very good.
Set score 4-1 after 4 ends. Track length 25 metres.
Well, John Wilson's just sneaking along nicely here with a 3-shot win. Starting to put some good early balls into the head.
Yeah, slightly changed the jack length as well to around the 25 metre mark, and seems to be building heads quite nicely at this length.
Robert's game has just gone off very slightly. He's nowhere near as accurate that he was in the first set. And Robert just seems to have lost his way a little bit.
Yeah, just slightly. Gone off the boil.
He's given John opportunities to put more balls in the head now. That's a good shoulder to reach to, but really he should be drawing the shot inside that. He's got a bit of work to do out there. Yeah, overplayed the width. The weight would have been actually quite good. And that was always going to be a struggle to come back off that line. John Wilson's line, oh, probably half a metre inside that.
Well, John, can you add another?
Timeout call.
He's all actions and movements and
He's very flat here.
yes, that's why he's playing a very flat line. He really is, but he's got his own ball to push in.
Yeah.
And that's good enough. 3 shots and they're
Yeah, that's a better 3.
it is, it's a decent 3, no doubt about that.
John
But
has 2 timeouts.
Just making
remaining.
connection with his front bolt. Turning it over. Still 3, but close down the head slightly.
yeah, Robert has to play a good ball here. This set's starting to ease away from him. Oh, that's interesting. He's moved onto the forehand. He obviously wasn't comfortable about coming back on the backhand, so he's moved to the forehand. He's played a little bit of weight with a flatter line.
He's got Jack.
Oh, where's it going? Well, that's a very good ball.
Great ball.
Oh, he played that well. It's going to take a bit of a look.
3 down in the head. Robert Paxton switches over to play his forehand. Picks up the Jack.
They're looking to see if one's touching or the other, but I would just call the umpire, because he'll put the best way is to put the little white sticks in underneath. I'm just trying to put the chocks up to make sure the ball doesn't move. I don't think that ball was going anywhere anyway. There's the little white sticks that they put just in underneath. It's a white plastic. And there you go. And you can see whether a ball's touching or not very easily.
One shot, Rob Paxton.
Yep, there was a slight gap. So it's green ball. That was a great recovery shot, because 7-1 down halfway through the set is not an easy one to recover from. Now he's only 2 shots behind.
5 ends.
4 ends to go in a set. He can afford to draw and move into the quarterfinals.
Attack length 28.5 metres.
John Wilson has definitely upped his game in the second set, and it's time for Robert Paxton to start matching him. And that's what he's done. Yep, trying again.
Great effort. Good ball there.
1 green.
John feeling the heat out there. It's normally very warm, but we're very comfortable, I have to say, and the commentary box is absolutely pleasant. It's a nice 22, 23 degrees. Not everyone is as comfortable as we are, of course, but to be absolutely honest, we don't really think about that either.
Good stuff from Robert Paxton.
2 green.
Yep, just dropped away, but line 2. It's just underneath.
Yeah, he's looking to pick out his red ball preferably, or take away any of the green.
Well, he's line 2, Rob Paxton. Best back balls against him, so pop something round the back. That would have... Well, it's a difficult situation in some respects here for John Wilson, because although he's got a back ball, you would expect one of the green balls to go through with it if he hits the jack. So, Rob Paxton, well, hard to know where the jack's going to go. Yep, happy enough to go deep. He's pretty close to covering both 3 spots with that one. That's quite a good ball.
On a better line, Corky.
Yep. Now, where's that back ball that Robert put in? There it is. Sitting waiting for the jack. Yep, looks like it's 1 to green.
1 shot, Rob Paxton.
Well, that's what it was put there for, as a protector for the jack coming through.
Set score 4-3.
Good hit though.
Yeah, took one away. Still has the edge in this second set with 3 to play.
Well, the rolling of the jack is so important in the indoor game. Of course, it doesn't have any real weight to it. It just scoots over the top of the carpet. There are various other codes that are different jacks. Ours are all standardized. But you've got the short mat game where there's a heavier jack. The crown code, of course, which is biased jack.
I've never played Crown, ever.
Oh, it's great. It's a great code, it really is. Super game, good people.
Lots of noise.
Lots of noise, lots of things happening.
Lots of heckling.
Yes, all of that applies. Fair bit of gambling goes on as well at different tournaments, on site and during a match. So all sorts of things are going on there. The Great Waterloo, of course. Tournament that had been around for a long time. It's now being held in a different venue. The original Waterloo is now gone. Sad to see, but the guys have managed to keep it going, but just in a different place. It's a challenging one though. Yep, this one's getting back. All about good weight. We know the rink changes in the afternoon, there's no doubt about that, especially late on in the second match. But it's the line more than anything that changes. It becomes slightly inside what would be normal. And Robert Paxton, his balls come back really well on one side and it's a bit flatter on the other.
1 green.
Very similar to John Wilson's in terms of their drawing profile. Not much between them. Robert should be a little bit stronger, just for our bowlers out there who wish to know those sort of things. Well, I'd always looked under in terms of weight. John Wilson's got a nice wee shot on here. He's got a little choppy shot. Chop onto the ball. If you miss that, you might get the jack. Get the ball solid, you get 3.
It's not far away. Will he hold on? Needs the jack full.
Ooh.
Played it well.
Seemed to get a little straightener on the way down, but he's definitely on a lower profile, there's no doubt about
One
that.
red.
As I say, it was worth reaching it.
Collected the jack on the way through.
Robert, inside line. Now, can he pick the jack up? Yes,
Great
he
reply,
can.
great reply.
One green.
Just getting in, picking up the jack full and going with it for 1.
He's trying again.
Very close again. Needs to bend slightly.
It's all on connections and
Well played.
I think he's made it.
Looks good from here.
Oh, that looks like a measure to me.
Please. Take everything else away.
Difficult to tell.
Measure for shot.
A slight inkling for red.
50p.
Is that all? Okay.
Yeah, never
That's
bet
fine.
more than 50p, ever.
Sounds like I'm at the bar at the end of the evening.
Good shot from John Wilson. He had to play it with that sort of pace, very controlled. Just needed to turn his bowl once, really. Executed it very well.
Yep, that's, I love these calipers, I really do. They're just old-fashioned, they work well. They're so accurate, you rest it on the carpet, you bring it down, and it's 1 to red.
One shot, John Wilson.
Okay, 5-3 with 2 to play.
Still tight.
2 on the first end in the set, and the rest have been singles.
Now that was an important measure because with 2 ends to go, John Wilson's going to have to score at least one of the ends, because a draw is good enough for Robert Paxton. And he's played some good bowls in the second set, Robert Paxton, but nowhere near the quality of the first set. But at the same time, I think John Wilson's got a lot better. He's moved up the gears and asking a lot more questions of Robert Paxton. And Robert's been a top seed for a long time, and he knows this rink. Even the way he steps out, it's just different, really, as well. John Wilson, it's a strange action. I'd love to see him play in Australia.
Strange action, great outcome.
Green.
Very good here.
He's just going to drop off it, but
just left the target as well.
One green.
Yes, he
Wide
has.
in the head.
He has,
Just
but
wanted to get inside it, didn't he?
he did. And if he had turned it round, Shan, it would have been so much better. But do you think there's a risk on if he's going to play this?
Oh, I think he's going to play it.
Has to be careful of his own bowl. I think he's more than wide enough to miss his own bowl.
There's connection 1-2. Oh,
yeah,
that was a great try.
It was, but
you didn't like it, did you?
No, I didn't at that sort of pace, simply because the split was always getting his own bowl, and the jack. You know, if you had hit the front bowl with that weight, the ball was going with the jack. But it's offered up a much better position, so it's worked out quite well. Going to drop. Oh, so is the other one. So we don't know. Probably still just a 1.
One green.
Yeah. Francis Fletcher sorted that out quickly.
Would have made a difference if that was second.
Oh, absolutely it would.
John Bowles dropped 2.
No, he's not going to get back from there. Robert, well, the thing for Robert Paxton is he can draw another shot. He can draw another shot and make it 2. and go 5-all, he still has to win the next end. And if he takes one, he still has to win the next end. The only difference is there might be an equidistant measure, or 2 balls touching the jack on the last end. So it's probably important that he puts this in. If he can, he's playing the backhand. If he can touch the jack in the backhand, he can make 3, and that's totally different. So that becomes the situation of having a cushion.
He likes it.
Well, he's interested.
Getting back, is he?
Got the gap.
He has.
Big effort.
Really good try.
Yeah,
really
big
close
effort.
to sitting on the red ball, turning it away for 3.
1 shot, Rob Paxton.
Set score 5-4 after 8 ends.
Robert still has to win this end. Either way. So whilst it made a difference, it didn't make a tremendous difference. As I was saying before, Robert Paxton spent some time in Australia. A lot of players go over there now from the UK. Stay for a while, play in various old competitions and play for a club. Quite often they work within the club. Many years ago, of course, it was totally different because we used to go and visit some fantastic places. Paradise Cove. Have you ever heard of that? Probably not, Shan.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, down in Queensland, and played in a tournament there. A lot of guys from the UK were over, players from all the countries, and some great players back in those days played in those competitions, and we had various others, and a couple of them Scotland and England, and one of the guys in Scotland doesn't seem to play much now, if at all, Angus Blair. Very, very good player in his day. Really, really tidy. I think he might have won that competition, actually. With the great Richard Corsie. So Robert Paxton's put the 1 ball in that he wanted. Tremendous shot. Now he wants for cover. Not got much cover with that one, but he has covered the respot, which isn't bad. Second prize, but that should have been much deeper. The problem for John is if he hits the ball onto the jack and it goes with it, Shan, it just ends up in the ditch.
Yeah, front toucher. It's never going to be far from the jack if it's hit solid. That's not going to help at all.
Dear, oh dear, what's he doing down there? Anything behind the jack is good.
He's trying to play it too neat. He was trying to draw a good second to give himself options, but
don't think I'd worry about that. I'd have gone deep and then just try and flick it off as it is. I think it's a good chance for Robert to go 2 meters behind now. And negotiate the front stuff, try and get past that and stay on the rink, of course, and he has to do that as well. Oh, that's good. That's very good. Line 2 shots, back position, front toucher, match lie. He's still trying to draw this. That's a tough shot. Well, second prize.
Yeah, at least he's got something there now to work with.
I think I would match that if I was Robert and change on the other side and just match that, because well, it looks like it's angled to go towards his bowl, but you just never know these things. Might be wise just to pop one back. No sense in going near it because you're just making the target bigger.
Yeah, that's right. At the moment, it's a 1-bowl target. Robert's got second, which is nowhere near the shot.
Not sure how much he's pushed this.
It's done enough.
Yep, pretty good. The jack doesn't go as far as it might. He could cover that. The red ball would have been shot in that position, so
green.
Good enough. Now he's looking at all the angles. To be truthful with it, there's
John has
really
one
only
timeout remaining.
one shot on. Now to draw on the forehand, try and flop in. Okay, he's only got an inch or two, don't get me wrong. The alternative is there's a deep red bowl, and if he can push the jack through, but it has to go all the way back down and hopefully stop on close to the red bowl and not the green one.
I think given how he's played this game, he won't be drawing. Could be wrong, but he's attacked.
Yeah, I think he has
Most,
to.
hasn't he?
I think he has to. There's no choice. But if he wants to guarantee the shot, it was a draw. Looks under to me. Yeah, left that a bit late in the day to play.
Second set and the match. Rob Paxton.
Well, number 10 seed Rob Paxton, he just did enough in that match. He won the first set, 11-2. Cruised through it by playing well. John Wilson was struggling a little bit. He came back strong in the second set, though. John Wilson played really well on occasions and played some big single bowls, but he was kept the singles just too much. But in the end, Rob Paxton, well, he only needed 2 singles the last 2 ends, and that's exactly what he got. At times it was interesting, fascinating at times, but certainly wasn't classic. But Robert Paxton doesn't care about that simply because he's now through to the quarterfinals, 2-11, 5-6. Of course, he got 2 shots at last end, only needed 1, but he got 2. Boom boom with the little head protectors on. Packed the ears, took that off obviously, but he was playing beautiful balls. That's a little tap. That was the first end. Got a single. Didn't take Robert long to get back into the first set, playing by some very good draw shots. And when the jack was moved out, he showed he was versatile. Robert was happy to take singles and keep the heads close and tight, occasionally getting a bad result. But unfortunately for John, there was just too many loose balls. Couldn't keep the pressure on. And last end of the second set, lost the 2, and in the end, just wasn't good enough to get past Robert Paxton. Ends 11-6. That shows you where the difference was in consistency. And of course, the first set was 11-2. That makes all the difference in the world. But Robert Paxton, well, he'll need to move up a gear or 2, but he'll be delighted to get through that one.
We'll hear from Robert very shortly, but I'll start with John. Looked as if you grew into the match and came back well in the second set. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yeah. I mean, the first set, I just didn't really get off the blocks to start off with. I bowled some really big bowls, like the first 2 ends, and then the first 2 bowls up to the third, I just fell off a little bit again, and obviously Robert was beating me to the jack. If you're missing at this level, then you're under pressure. So you can't expect to get away with that.
You were saying before the match, we heard you talking about, just a lad from Surrey enjoying being here.
Yep.
So how much have you enjoyed the experience, but how much has the experience hopefully given you a little bit of excitement to come back?
The experience for me has just been great. I mean, every day has just been like living the dream, really. I mean, I didn't expect to get this far. Obviously, qualifying on its own was hard. And then obviously just to get here and win 2 matches, it was unbelievable. I didn't think I was going to do that. So to get here and prove to myself that I can obviously compete with some of the best players in the world is an achievement in itself.
Well, you definitely can. So hopefully we'll see more of you next year and in the years beyond that. Well done to John. Rob, you know how tough an opponent he is because you've just faced him, but you had to work pretty hard today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I watched John's previous 2 games here, and he's beaten 2 experienced players on the portable rink. So he's obviously playing well. He's on form. I've watched him roll a couple of times. He's been playing well. I just knew I had to start quick and get out the blocks and put him under pressure. And thankfully today, that's what I did. But the second set, he grew into it, played some really good first bowls, and almost sneaked it.
As a former champion here, you know how you have to handle yourself through a tournament like this. We talk about, how things become more intense the higher you go up into the tournament, quarterfinals next. Are there more levels to come from Robert Paxton this year?
Yeah, definitely. First bowl again. They've got to get nailing that consistently through. But each round here, you've got to improve game in, game out. Otherwise, you'll be going home in the next one.
We heard you talking before the match about the fact that 2020 you won the title, and would it be fair to say that now things are settling back into something like 2020 in terms of the way you're playing?
Yeah, definitely. Things are good at the moment. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Life's good at the moment. Enjoying it. All the issues have sort of gone bowls related and everything like that. So it's great to be out here and performing again.
Well, you're certainly doing that. So very well done to Robert Paxton. Commiserations, John. Hopefully we'll see you back at Potters in 12 months' time.
Hopefully.
Well, there we go. Yet another great game in the World Open singles, and it's Robert Paxton that books his place into tomorrow's quarter-final. Well, let's have a look what's coming up for the rest of today then. One more game for you this evening at 7:30. Darren Burnett against Paul Foster MBE. I'm afraid that's all we have time for this afternoon, and so this evening it's a very goodbye for now.